One of the landmark books in the field of leadership was written 45 years ago in 1977, was called Servant Leadership. And in this book, Robert Greenleaf writes how the essence of leadership is service. There's a big difference between a leader who wants to lead and then decides to serve, as opposed to a person who genuinely wants to serve and out of a spirit of service becomes a leader. This is the essence of leadership, the desire to serve and make a difference in the life of others. One of the things which always attracted me to the writings of Rav Kook is how he would often, the first chief rabbi priest at Israel, would often sign his letters, Eved LeAm Kadosh Admat Kodesh, a servant of the holy people in the Holy Land. He saw himself as a servant, and indeed, perhaps more than anyone, Rav Kook in the modern era taught about the principle of the Klal, that the purpose of the individual is to serve the Klal, to serve Klal Israel and the greater good. The truth is that thousands of years before, this is exactly what we see is the hallmark of the leadership of the greatest servant leader of all, Moshe Rabbeinu. And we see two examples of it in this week's parsha. Indeed, it is Moshe Rabbeinu who goes out to meet Vayetzei Moshe likrat chotno. He goes out to give kavod to his heathen father-in-law and welcomes him to Har Sinai. And there's a tremendous meal given to welcome his father-in-law. But what do we notice? It says, Vayavo Aaron v'chol ziknei Israel. It is Aaron and all the elders of the Jewish people which sit down to the meal. And Rashi brings the Midrash, he says, Moshe hechanaya. Where was Moshe? This was Moshe who came to greet him and gave him all of this kavod. Where was Moshe? And Rashi famously brings the Midrash, which says he was there serving them. Hayam shamesh otam. He was literally there acting as a servant. The great Moshe Rabbeinu was serving his heathen father-in-law because he understood not only the meaning of hospitality, but what it meant to be a leader. And straight afterwards, we see what is Moshe Rabbeinu doing when the people are in need of judgment. Moshe Rabbeinu is sitting from early morning till late evening, non-stop judging the people until he gets the advice from his father-in-law. But the drive of Moshe Rabbeinu is to serve the needs of the people. And this, I believe, is the great hallmark of leadership. It is the essence of knowing that we exist to serve the Klal. And woe betide a generation where others, the Klal, exist to serve them. When individual leaders use others as a way of self-aggrandizement and self-leveraging and pushing oneself forward, as opposed to ensuring that they exist in order to serve the Klal. May we all be, every one of us, in all areas where we have the opportunity to lead, to be servant leaders, to see the needs of others, to exist for the needs of others. And the greatest thing we can do for ourselves is to be servants to the need of others and to make sure that the Klal and all of the communal needs before us are there for us to make a difference to and make the world and all those around us better for it and the world indeed a better place. Shabbat Shalom.